It had been a long time since I've done inside-outside turning, so I thought I would do one. But I'm going to complicate matters here. I'm going to do several different things. It may work, it may not, but you never know if you don't try. But what I'm going to do, this picture, I'm not going to apologize for not being an artist because you can see that right away. Anyway, it's going to be a lamp, and the base is going to be right here, and that's going to be an inside-outside turning, and then inside it right there, I went over Michael's, and this is dogwood. I'm going to put dogwood inside it like that. And the base is going to have a walnut with a three-legged walnut. It'll be a walnut deal right there. And this will be, I'm going to pour some resin, probably clear with a little pearl in it. So to shine through, this is going to be one of those light bulbs, you know, that multicolored that has a remote control. I've already bought it, and that's what that's going to be. So it may never end up like that, but it may just blow up. These inside-outside turnings, unless you're real careful, they have a tendency to go haywire on you, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll get that aside. I've got these were, here's one that isn't cut up yet. These are ends off railroad ties. A friend of mine owns a sawmill where they make these, so I can get all these things I want. So anyway, this is hickory. I think it's hickory. I'm pretty sure it is. I can barely see an H right there. When I got them, that's what I wrote on them. And it figures out, I already cut one. I can make 4 of these 3x3 squares out of it. Now they've got to be absolutely square. I may not run some through a planer. Sometimes it works a little better to leave them just a little bit rough because your glue will adhere better. So when I get that done, I'm going to show you how I'm going to glue all 4 of these up. And then we'll put it on the lace and we'll start trying to either we'll come out with something beautiful or we'll come out with a pile of crap. But anyway, as you know, my reputation precedes me. I will come out with something here. I may have to salvage it and do something, but I will come out with something. So I'm going to go over to the bandsaw and cut this other one up. I'll briefly take the camera over there to show you how I'm doing that. Okay, I saw the other one later. I just want to show you how I did this. First thing I'll do is I'm going to square this original one. It has a slight canter this way, I noticed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the fence over to right about here, and I'm going to make sure that I've got a square edge right there. So we're going to do that, taking this one down. I've already set my guard and all that kind of stuff. So let's whittle this off real quick. So I'm going to come on over here now and cut me a piece of 3.5 inch off right here. This is a 2 TPI blade here, so it would you'd have fun with your fingers. So I'm going to come back here and set it again, just to right here, right about there. All right, now I'm going to bring this back to 2.5 inches again. So okay, so I have 2 of them. If my calculation is correct, they are pretty much the same. They fit together pretty nice right here. I may have to run them through a planer. So, yeah, probably will. See, it's got a little bit of rock for some reason. There you go, that one doesn't. Okay, so let me get the other 2 done, and then we'll come back over here and see what we're going to do next. I got the squares cut up now, and I'm ready to commence gluing. You just sort of follow along. You can see what I do. Yeah, you need to be generous with this. It's not that expensive. Okay, good. I always use a finger. It's washable, reusable. Make sure that you cover every stinking little bitty bit of it, okay? And go ahead and flip it like this. Notice I got wax paper down. And we're going to do the same thing right. Very good. Right there in that corner now. Here, and we're going to take, this is just a piece of that paper I drew on, so take and put it here. Like so. Okay, now we're going to do this the same way on the paper.
All right, I think you got the idea here. We'll watch a little bit of this and then we'll skip to the end when I clamp it together and we'll go from there.
All right, well, it's the next morning. I've got it all out of the multitude of clamps. I was going to plane it. I don't know why, just make it look prettier, but it wouldn't fit my planer. But I did. I went ahead and I drilled my one inch hole in. Went ahead and did it in both ends. Now let me explain to you why. This one's already got this one set up with, there's a hammer and I make places for these teeth to sit. Now here, I put the forster bit that I used, and this is a live Jacob's chuck. So I'm going to use this in the other end as a live center. And that way, just almost virtually can't come out of either side. Because I'm going to spin this thing pretty fast. All right, let's whirl it up. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on 1,000. I may up it, just depends on how much it does there. I'm going to do a retake on this. Yeah, I had a little change of plans when I decided to take that bit out and put a regular live center in. It hit right in the crack, and I heard a crack, and so it tried to split it on me. So you can't see it, but I put a faceplate on this end. It's off a little bit, but I don't think it really matters that much because I get it to round, it'll be okay. I may have to deal with something out here. And we'll just have to see. But I heard that crack. It put me in what we call the pucker factor, like I just did one on the other deal. That's when you're in a stressful situation and something just might happen and you ain't sure. So best to stop and fix it. Hey, y'all missed all the fun. I'm sorry I didn't have the camera on, but I was up there messing around. I got a horrible catch, I guess, and the whole thing blew apart. I mean, it blew apart, and it even came off the faceplate here. Okay, now for you guys, I've had people tell me don't use deck screws because they're brittle. Well, at least I should have used longer ones, and I will. But you call that brittle? And that's the only one. The rest of them are, they're all straight, but they're not very usable anymore. But the thing about it is, maybe this was a poor choice of wood. But this is hickory, and it's dried, pretty dried, so it's hard. So I guess I need to take it more gently. But what I did, I put it back together, but this is unorthodox, but hell, that's the way I am. I took, sit right here, there you go, there you go. I took, there they are, 3.5-inch screws, and put it all together like that, all the way around. See, I'm not going to use any of this down here anyway. I did both ends like that. It's got a total of 8 screws, and I defy it to come apart now. Anyway, let me get it back on with some longer screws and a faceplate, and we'll continue. Didn't get hurt. Got sort of hit the chest a little bit, but it's okay. That's what you call, now that made me pucker. Well, so far this ain't gone exactly like I planned, but I ain't giving up on it. That's for dang sure. Alright, I'm going to try to do a little sanding here. Do a little of that, and I'll come back because I know y'all enjoy sanding. So, all right. Yesterday was not a good day with this thing, and I'm still not sure we're out of the woods. Biggest lesson is don't try this with hickory, and especially dry hickory. That is some hard stuff right there, my friends. I don't like this shape. I'm gonna need to do more like this because you got to remember it's going to be reversed. So the middle of this will be the outside. So you want it to sort of do like this, not like this. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I guess you'll see whenever I get that far. So let's. I'm going to try a round nose scraper. I think I'll start with this smaller one. I just want to see how it does, and it may graduate to the bigger one. I mean, this shouldn't be difficult, but it has turned out to be that way. So let's just see what we got. I've already set it up. I'm on center, pretty close right here. So I'll be able to do something even if it's wrong. About 980. I went ahead and put a quick burr on this. It loses it pretty quick on this stuff. And I fixed that right knot, so let's see what happens here. Basically, I was just letting it rub against it. I wasn't putting any cutting pressure at all. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to start working on the shade now. What I'm going to use for a mold is a sand bucket from the dollar store. There you go. I went ahead and put tape around the outside because I had a problem with one before. They're not the best plastic in the world, but I think they'll hold up for this. But I've got a piece of sweet gum here, and I'm going to make the plug out of it to go in here. I'll go ahead and use a round nose scraper a little bit, see if I can knock this to a round, and then we'll get it to fit the bucket. I'm going to square up both ends now. This is going to be the diameter of the bottom, and then I'll measure the top. It'll be up here, and then I'll come into the two of them, and that'll be a plug, my friends. What I was doing there at the end is I was watching this profile real good right here to make sure, you know, it didn't have humps in it. But I don't know how well you see it in camera, but I'm just almost perfect right here the way I set it. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. Let's take a look. Looks about right. Yeah, it's hard to tell like that. It's just about right. Well, I got a new kind of epoxy. I want to see if this turned yellow, like the other did. They say all the hardeners do. But one thing I found, and I'm going to pass it on to you. What I found is when you store these, you need to store them in total darkness. I mean, like I kept the box and I sealed them in the box, and what I found out, I've got some Easy Cast in there. It's been there about a month or so, and I kept it in a box in the refrigerator, and it has not yellowed one bit. So, you know, people at Easy Cast told me that wouldn't work, but it obviously is working. So I will, when I get done with this, whatever's left of it, I'll put it back in the box and seal it up real good, make sure it gets no light to it. So anyway, I've got to put these in some hot water. It's, you know, only about 65 degrees out here, so it takes longer to sit up, but let me do that. Well, slight change of plans. I decided to put some of, these are shavings from old jobs. Resin, I decided to put some of that in it, you know, just to save some resin. It's a different kind of resin. Even though it's warm, it sure feels thick. I ought to thin it down. Well, I guess we'll see. Put it in the pressure pot. There you go. It's tight here. I just have to clean up my mess and wait till tomorrow. Acetone, best thing in the world for this kind of stuff. It's not hard on your hands and it does a good job. I got my walnut base cut out, and I've got a glue block on a face plate on the lathe, and now I'm going to go ahead and glue it. been previously used, but I just cut it off above that. So you want to go around here and you want to be generous with it. You really want to make sure it's hot. You can only go so far, and you have to give it a second or it'll run off. See, I left a little gap in there, and I did that on purpose because I want the glue to go in there. But the idea is I'm going to, on this side, I'm coming down like right here, and it's going to be sort of hollowed out to make 4 feet right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, I'll sand it and all that kind of stuff. This line I got right here, that's going to be where the base of the lamp sits, so I'm going to, from there, I'm coming down with it. In order not to get in your way, I'm going to do this left-handed. All right, it looks good. Now we're going to go around to the inside, or the underside. Okay, we're ready to do the underside now. Got her on center, got her set up. I'll whirl it up. See what we got going here. Make sure we don't have any cracks that's appeared. Okay. I'm going to go out a little further because I want to come out here. All right. It's doing what I want now. I've got my shade out of the bucket, and I'm telling you right now, this is probably one of the better pour-ins I've ever seen with that new epoxy I've got. No softness to it at all like I used to have with the other, but this is, with the exception of a couple little scratches I put in here, this is, I mean, I don't see, I've looked over hard, and I see 0 bubbles. And I see the different golds and the blues. and the pinks. I think it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to turn it up pretty fast. I'm going to turn it at 1,000 to begin with. And ain't no way it's coming off. And I'm going to use a round little scraper. And if that doesn't chip out, we'll be okay. If it starts chipping, I'm going to put the other belt and run it at about 2,500. So we'll see. See what it's doing here. It's chipping out pretty bad. I hate that. That burn it. Yeah, so much for that. Put this tool back. Yeah, over here for the time being. All right, much better. Yeah, everybody's seen a lot of drilling holes, but I'm going to take a Forester bit, 2-inch Forester bit, and I'm going to drill it about as deep as it can go. And I'm going to make a plate for this end and epoxy it on and flip it around and hollow from the other end. So let's see what we got. May have to turn this belt down a little. About right. Okay. All I'm going to do on this end, I took some walnut and put out the inner circle, and then this is the outer ring. It's going to be the top and bottom of the shade, and I glue them to the epoxy blank over there with 2-ton epoxy. You come over here, and you can see I've got this one already glued on right here. Got it under pressure, and by tomorrow morning it'll be good to go. All right, catch you later. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the square cutter, and I'm going to come in here and flatten this to make sure it's flat. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this back to smooth. I'm gonna cut a tenon in it. I'm gonna just let it, I guess you could call spin dry. This, by the way, is really some good stuff. Rust-Oleum 2X Ultra Cover. Now this bonds to plastic, so it's, it's got a real good bonding agent in it. And it's, I've never had a problem with a single can, and I've used a bunch of them. I've never had them stop up or nothing. So, rattle cans have come a long way, and they're pretty good. When you see this next part of the video, you're going to say, well, what happened, man? I mean, you just jumped from one thing to another, and all of a sudden you got the base finished, and you didn't show us how you did it. So, I didn't video most of it. Let me explain to you why. I mean, I didn't video it on purpose. The inside-outside turning just was really a mess. It just did not turn out like I wanted it to at all. I made several mistakes. I didn't plane the four squares like I should. I said I was going to, and I guess I just got a lazy streak and I didn't. And then I put the live center in the wrong place, and it busted them apart. They just flew all apart and all kinds of stuff. I put them back together and turned them, but and they looked pretty good. And when I took them apart and you reverse them like you do, I don't know how many of y'all know about inside-outside turning, but you turn the inside with the four squares, then you reverse them and those become the inside. You turn the inside on the outside, and then you reverse them, and it becomes the inside. Well, when I broke them apart and cleaned all the paper off and went to put them back together, I mean, they just didn't fit. They just looked like crap, you know. So I fiddled around with it with a bandsaw for a long time, trying to get them where they look good, and I just couldn't. So I took and cut the 4 uprights off the existing top and base. All right, and then I took it to the belt sander, and I sanded each one of them where they looked right together, and then I made new bases and tops for it out of epoxy. So we'll pick it up from there, and you can see what I did. And excuse me, I apologize for not showing it all to you. Well, it's just one of those things. I almost didn't even want to make this video, but there's a lot of good stuff in here, and this project really turned out neat. My wife just loves it. So, you know, like always, I'll salvage whatever I start. I don't know, I guess I'm just too tight or something. I just don't like throwing things away, so I'm gonna make it work. So anyway, let's pick up there, and I explain a little bit more about how I did the base, and then we'll get into finishing this project up. And thanks for your tolerance. I just cut all 4 of the legs off by themselves. And I took each one, and I took it to the belt sander, and I sanded it down. And then I took, here you go, I took some bleach bottles or something and made a mold out of it. And I put them in epoxy where I got this is epoxy right here, and it's got gold pearl in it. And the bottom is the same thing with gold pearl. And I made a nice little square, and they're nice and smooth, and they're relatively, I mean, they're within a 1/16 of an inch of being symmetrical. So there's where we are now. And the next step is I'm going to put a piece of, I guess for lack of a better word, a pipe down the center, which is going to be to run my wire through for my lamp. And then I'm going to put my dogwood inside it. The base is basically finished. Went ahead and it's coated with poly, and I wired it up, and it has one of those multicolor lamps in it. This is dogwoods or silk. They're super glued at the bottom, and about halfway up there's fishing line that holds them in. And you can see here where I'm making sure I got it where you can see it good. There you go. Nice bottom on it. Of course, I'll show it to you again when I get it all together. But anyway, there's that, and it has remote control. You turn it on. When this sets up real good, I may just leave it till tomorrow because I really want it hard. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it all out of the chuck, and then I'm going to drill a big hole in the top, and hopefully it'll be big enough where I can get my hand in to change bulbs from the top. Because this is going to be permanently attached to these 4 corners to that lip I cut in there. It's going to be epoxied in, so my access will come through the top. So that's the plan anyway. There you go. That is tough, my friends. So I'll finish that up. Alright, there's your end product with the lights flashing. Give you a little zoom here so you can see the bottom. You can see the dogwoods inside. Let me turn it a little bit. Can't turn it too much, you got a wire on it. Give you a better idea right here. It has remote control, as you can see right here. You can change it to just lots of different colors. The light bulb and remote control, you can get them on Amazon for around 15 bucks. You get 2 bulbs and 1 remote control. You can take and change it to a solid color. That's solid red. Change it to another one. That's green. There's blue. We're going down here to orange. Here's one that's pink. One looks more red. Of course, the shade itself is tinted, so you know that sort of distracts from it. So we go back to red. Now you can use a setting called flash, and that goes from one to the other. And there's one called strobe. You can see it just sort of strobes. There's another one called fade. Fades from one to the other. That's sort of neat. And this one's called smooth. That's pretty neat too. Anyway, guys, there it is. Let me turn off some lights in here so you can maybe get a little better look at it. We are in total darkness now. Would make a very nice sort of side light. Go back here now. That really looks neat in there. Okay, well, thank you very much, and tell all your friends about this, and give me a like, call your mama, and whatever you do, keep them whirling.